Yeah, gotta get it out. All right, sorry, y'all. Y'all see it wrong. All right, 1, 2, 3. Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Gabby, bringing you another episode of More Melanin Podcast. This podcast is a platform for me to share the experiences and talk about the issues of young minority women. Also, this is a platform for me to just build a virtual community where we can grow, elevate, and entertain each other. So, today I'm excited because I have a special guest. But before I introduce my guest, I wanted to give y'all some special news. My podcast is officially on Apple Podcasts. Had to hit a little whoa, you know. Because I've been waiting months for this. Like, I'm just super excited that you guys have an easier way for you guys to listen to me. So just type in More Melanin Podcast on Apple Podcasts. Look me up on YouTube, Instagram. It's all the same name, and I'll also post it when I upload this. But that's how you find me. So today we got Rocky Jones in the building.
Ew.
A friend of mine, someone who I've done music with. I'm so excited to have you here today. Our topic is called Being a Leader in a World Full of Followers. So before we get into the topic, I think that you should tell the listeners a little bit about yourself, where you from, about your music, and, you know, how to find you and stuff like that.
Yeah, my name is Rocky Jones. I'm from Trenton, New Jersey. And I've been doing music going on about 5 years now and shit. I just dropped a new album called Stories of a Wild Summer.
Mind you, I didn't even know you've been doing music for 5 years, but... And he really good at what he do.
I try. But yeah, I just dropped a new album, Stories of a Wild Summer. It's available on all streaming platforms. Apple Music, Spotify, you know, all that good shit, Tidal, all that shit. You know. I'm just a nigga and it's like, nah.
It's alright, bring that nigga out. It's okay.
right.
You ain't gotta be fully professional Rocky Jones right now. You can just be Rocky right now.
Yeah, I'm just, you know, but when you look me up on the platforms, it's Rocky Jones with apostrophe Jones. It's spelled all one name.
And I also posted too.
Yeah.
That's what's up though. Like, I never even knew that you've been doing music for 5 years, but the amount of content that you have is just crazy.
Right.
Like, how was that experience? Like, to, you know, like 5 years and having 2 albums, 2 mixtapes. Like, how was that experience? Because I know as an artist like me, I can't even keep up with one goddamn project.
I mean, for me, for one, it starts with your love for making music or love and doing music, for one. Mm-hmm. So you can see my catalog and shit, be like, damn, this nigga got all this shit. That just tells you how much I love doing this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a job to me. It's not even a hobby. Well, you could say it's a hobby, but it's not a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it's something fun that, you know.
Right. Did you find it easy, like, you know, featuring with other people? Like was that hard? Work up? And, like, how does your music just come to you? You just, like, write it out?
Nah.
No, your ass just come out and just do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't write it. Yeah. Like, see me, I always try to find a connection with the beat first.
Right.
Once I find that connection with the beat, then the flow come.
Right.
Once the flow come, well, the topic, then the flow. Mm-hmm. And once the flow and the topic come, I put the words with it. And once I get the connection with the beat, because as far as like the way I do it, I listen to the beat like 1,000 times. Mm-hmm. I listen to it, run it back. And once I finally find that connection with it, it just go from there. Right. The rest just gonna come natural.
That's what's up. And that's dope as shit, because I always tell you how I feel like you're one of the many few artists who are very creative, very innovative, and very persistent in how, you know, in how you do your music and your flow of music. So I really just want to know, like, as an individual, how do you keep that authenticity? You know, like what do you do to just keep that, to keep yourself different from the others? Because, you know, music today, a lot of people sound the same.
Right.
You know, but you bringing out a different flow, especially with this new album. Like,
I'm just open to trying new shit. Mm-hmm. A lot of artists and shit like here, they want to sound like what's popping. They want to be, you know, they ain't afraid step outside the box and shit like that. And me, I always been that guy that always wanted to try new experiences and new things and shit like that. You feel me?
And what influenced that creativity, that difference in how you project your music? Especially for the album.
Well, for the album,
yeah.
I had took a trip to Miami, and I was just so inspired about, you know, we had went to a little mansion. We was at the mansion party and shit, and just the whole.
Before COVID or after COVID? This was before COVID, right?
This is last year. This was before COVID. 6 feet shit, like nah. I was just in Miami a month ago too. I'm actually going back Tuesday, to be exact.
Oh no! Well, just know, you know, after you come back, please quarantine yourself from me for 14 days. You know, if you want to do music, just, you know, after that, just make sure you're good. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing.
Go ahead, yeah. But now I was just inspired by the whole, you know what I'm saying, that whole Miami culture and shit like that, and I just was
That's
like,
good.
yo.
It do get lit down there.
Yeah, it do. And it was just like, I'm planning on moving down there and
all
everything.
that. Like,
yeah.
I could feel it. Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know what? It'll be dope if I just do a whole project around the culture of just Caribbean or, you know, Jamaican and just all that island feel, you know what I'm saying? You know, just to try something different and shit.
And that's actually important, like influence.
You
know, how influence could just create, you know, something like a goal of yours that's like very different and just.
And with me, I'm very observant.
Right.
I'm very observant. I'm very self-aware.
Right.
So we could be in the most crazy spots where I'm observing everything.
Mm-hmm. Like, and then you just learn how you could just
exactly
put that into like your creative ways of music and stuff. That's what's up. That's what's up. And I feel like what we talking about right now, I feel like you even taking those steps to like be observant and have that open mind to wanting to learn new things. I feel like that is a great quality of being a leader. You know what I mean? Like that ties into kind of the conversation overall and like just having your own style. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so what are some like qualities of being a leader? Like
to me,
you? Like yeah.
To me is, for one, you gotta be able to accept criticism. You can't let criticism get to you. You gotta be able to tolerate different personalities. Mm-hmm. Because everybody you're around or the audience you're trying to lead, whatever, like everybody gonna have their own, you know, personalities and all that. You gotta learn how to manage that.
Right. Maintain your integrity.
Right.
Yeah, that's super important.
Right. And you can't let other people's opinions like get to you. Like one thing about me, even when I first started rapping, motherfuckers like, damn, you start rapping? Like it was surprised and like, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But it was like,
and you could have did two things.
I could
listen to them
or
and
just
not do it,
right?
Be yourself and like just have that voice for yourself,
right?
Like,
but I had that belief in myself, like, you know what, I can do this shit,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And the more I kept doing it, the better and better and better I got.
You're persistent, and that's good because especially like people in our age group, they kind of lose sight of those qualities and don't realize how important it is to have like a sense of individuality opposed to like looking at the masses and the trends and shit like that.
Right.
Like nobody, I feel like more people are the same than they are different.
Right. Facts.
You feel what I'm saying? And like,
and right now people just act like they just afraid to be themselves. Just in general, like to me, I'm always the same person. Can you blame them
though? Because some people really. Like, I feel like that's stuff that's really taught. Like,
what, afraid to be yourself?
Being yourself, I feel like it's something that's taught. Like, that has to be taught from the people around you. You know what I mean?
I feel like
you gotta be able to have experiences and like people that's gonna teach you different things, show you different things in order for you to know about it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's just like, yeah, what you say?
Nah, I mean, I'm just like, just the whole social media and all that, like the times we in now, like people just afraid to be themselves because they afraid people gonna have so much to say and all that. And me personally, I just don't be giving a fuck what a motherfucker gotta say.
You really can't, because if you do that shit,
it's gonna bother you.
Yeah, it's gonna bother you. It's gonna define you.
Right. Yeah, you should never let somebody else's opinion disturb you.
Right.
Or bother you. Like, nah, I think you shouldn't do that.
Right.
That's why I always, okay, I want to do a Caribbean album. Niggas like, why you want to do that? Why not?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got the most streams off this album than I had any of my other projects.
What? Okay, Rocky. Get him. No, that's real shit though. Like, being able to just be yourself. You know, growing up, my mom used to always tell me, "Be a leader, not a follower. Be a leader, not a follower." Like,
my mom used to tell me the same shit.
And I feel like that's what makes me so different. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people will have the idea to do a podcast, even do an album, but, like, just don't have the drive to even fucking start. You know what I'm saying? Because they look at what other people do and they probably feel like, nah, I can't do that. You know?
And other people put their failures on you.
Right.
People are like, oh, you can't do that, or...
Because I'm sure you have heard that, right?
I hear that all the time.
Right.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers like, oh, you ain't gonna make it, or you can't, you know what I'm saying? And I be like... Every year I'm progressing. I'm taking new levels and shit like that.
Growth is important. Having a purpose.
Right.
Like, all of that shit is important when it comes into account of just being a leader and stuff like that. And so, like...
Be able to take on those responsibilities.
Right. So what's some advice that you could give to the listeners on being yourself in a world full of followers? Especially with social media and the TV, the internet, you know, everything that we see.
I mean,
that influences like our way of thinking.
See, this is the thing. Everybody's not meant to be a leader. You're gonna have them soldiers out there. You're gonna have people that need to be led. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is not meant to be a leader. Like,
that's for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta know what fits you and what's comfortable for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, everybody can't be a king.
That is true.
Everybody can't.
I feel like, no, for real. Like, everybody's here for a reason. Some people here to be a fuck up. Some people here to be an influence.
Right.
Like, it just depends on the individual. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And how you decide to move with your life. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And since I was young, I always had those characteristics of being a leader. Since I was young and shit.
I feel like that's why we get along so well. Like, we always have these conversations where, like, it makes us stand out.
Right.
Because, like, you don't really have conversations with people, especially in our hood, just about being a leader. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just want to be that person. Everybody just want to be that man.
They want to be that nigga and shit like that.
Or be that boss hottie bitch or something like that. You know, but, like, you don't have people that, like, just will come to you and just have the conversation just about, like, being your own self instead of, you know, standing on the block. Like, not to say, like, I'm not trying to down talk anybody.
I totally get it.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, it's a difference when you're able to tell yourself, have more self-awareness that you know, like, you know, if I go sit on that block, I'm not going to be able to get this done, that goal done. Or if I procrastinate on this, I'm not going to.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Then you got to look at what I'm actually gaining for that.
Right.
Gaining for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, with me, damn near everything I do in life is strategically planned out.
Yeah,
I strategically plan everything out. Like, no, I'm serious. Like, and I learned that from actually my way of making music.
That's some great advice though.
Yeah,
like strategically planning.
Yeah, everything from the time I pay my rent to everything to the time I'm about to book a studio session with Neko. Like, everything damn near I do is the time I link up with a girl. Everything I always have shit strategically planned out.
Right, that's dope though.
Yeah, and I got that from the way I make music. How I don't write, I just.
But it's true. Preparation is key. Like, I think that's for anything. Your finances, your spiritual life. Like, you got to prep yourself to take on the world. Because the shit is not easy. Like, life ain't easy at all. You know what I'm saying?
And poor preparation always leads to bad performances.
Right. Like, today, my ass was late for my own podcast. Like,
poor preparation.
Poor preparation. Because you know what? Last night, I had the choice to stay in the house. But, you know, I went to my brother's house and I decided to drink, you know, and it delayed me. And, like, just little stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you seen how unprepared I came.
I knew you was. I knew you was going to be unprepared.
I'm just going to be honest. Like, this shit happens. You know what I'm saying? This shit really happens. But having a plan and preparing yourself and being aware of your actions and how you move, I think that shit is completely important. And just life, period. Not... You know, just life, period.
Facts,
you know?
Facts.
That's dope, though. You know, I was gonna ask you something a little. It's not crazy. I'm gonna talk about some ladies real quick. You know, I'm gonna transition this little conversation. You know, I feel like with being a follower, especially as a man, I think it's important in how you view relationships, women, you know, stuff like that. So a random question that I wanted to ask you was, when it comes to dating, what are the values that you look for in a woman?
Okay. That's a good question. It's a couple. Like I always, first of all, your mindset is one of the first things.
What type of mindset do you like? Because some niggas like crazy. I don't know.
Just maturity.
Okay.
Just maturity, because a lot of females, they don't be mature because they age. You know what I'm saying? People usually mature over, you know, experiences and just want to grow and shit like that. For one, if you ain't really mature, I already know from the start. For one, this ain't gonna work.
And how do you differentiate? Like how do you tell the difference from like what's mature? Because you know people know how to fake shit a lot, right?
That's true. That's true.
Especially dating, like dating phase. It be fake as fuck. Like you be trying to, because I know me. Like
this is the thing though. Like dating to me is you break. To me, I break dating down to 4 different categories, right?
Okay.
You got the first stage is.
Can I write this down while you say that? I think. I'm listening.
Yeah. Dating is 4 different categories,
okay.
right? Okay. You got the we just met, the talking, the we just met talking stage, whatever, blah blah blah. That transition to dating, right? That's the second stage. Dating stage. Then you got the third stage, which is relationships. Relationship is, okay, we moved in together, we're gonna make it official. And the fourth stage is marriage, which we, you know what I'm saying? But nowadays, they threw a 5th category in there between relationships and dating. They call it peoples. They're like, this is my peoples. So
that's just childish as fuck.
But that's what they do. It's a lot of them like, yo, we're not in a relationship, but we're more than just dating.
That's different.
So now it's just like, so with me personally, when it gets to the dating stage, I'll know if I want to go to the relationship stage. So okay, we did the first stage, we talk, introduce, what's your favorite color, that type of shit. Then we go into the second stage, we go on a few dates.
That you ask on a date.
I mean,
I'm curious.
I mean,
I would actually like to know.
I mean, but in the talking stage, like when I mean the talking stage, like, okay, what's your name? Blah blah blah. Can I get your number? Or let me slide in your DM.
Right, but
that
like when you're
transition
actually dating a person, because you know, like
that transition to the dating stage.
I don't like the chit chat too much. Like once you get my number, I'm hoping that you're man enough to say, let's go out and have a face-to-face conversation. Like, I don't want to be talking on the phone
all the time, right?
For a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe texting and stuff like that, but I feel like I'm grown, I'm busy as shit. Like, if you want to have a conversation with me or you want to get to know me, let's go out and actually have a formal, conversation just about, for me, I like to always go deep.
And for me... I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but a lot of females that I go on the dates with and all that, they will vent their whole life to me.
Oh, hell no. I would say run.
I don't know if it's just my charm or whatever, but they will vent their whole life to me. And just off what they telling me, I'll be like, like, I don't judge, but it's just like,